Hi, Twale. This is Nancy Mai. Nice to meet you.
Hi, Dr. Mai. It's pleasure to meet you and your staff today. I'm really thankful for inviting me to your program. Nice to meet you.
Yeah. All right. How is it there today for you? How's the weather?
Yeah, I think that the weather is today that it's so perfect to me. Yeah,
Is
it's
that okay?
yeah, it's not hot, but it's not cold.
Mhm.
I think that is so perfect. I think that is how our interview do more convenient today.
Yeah. Can you tell me where you are now? Can you remind me?
Oh
Where
yeah,
are you?
yeah. I'm in Brooklyn, New York right now. And
Mm.
I moved to New York 4 years ago. I think that I really love New York City.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, all right. Awesome. I like New York too. I visited there several times. So, if you love New York that much, so what make you think that you want to come to our program?
I think that your program is aligning with my goal, and your program is really a great program, and I really love that. There are some reasons that I really love your program. So first, your program is located in Queens, where I gonna live there 3 years ago, and I could say this is a great location and wonderful population, wonderful place to live. And second, your program has a state-of-the-art facility and your affiliation with Mount Sinai, Icon School of Mount Sinai. So I think that it will provide me an asset of shocks of like a shocks of many shocks and ample benefits and learning opportunity. And third, I think that your program has like comprehensive curriculum with supportive mentor and staff. So it offer a great balance between work and life for residents with high ball pass rates and high fellowship match. So those are the factors that I really appreciate your program, and I would love to be your team.
Nice. All right. I think you look like you have like a deep dive in our program. So, can you tell me a bit more like for you, what is like comprehensive program for you?
Uh, so I would like to talk about a little bit about myself, so about me. So you can, uh, I'm so sorry. Can you repeat your question again, please? I'm so sorry, a
Yeah,
little bit
you say that you
the connection.
no worries. Yeah. So you saying that you love to come to our program because you think that we have like comprehensive like program. And then can you tell me more about that? What is to you is like comprehensive? And then so that's how I know that what we can do to help you grow better during residency.
Yes. So I really love that have an interest to cardiologist, and in order to do that, residency training to become a well grounded internist is my true passion. I did IM and received specialized cardiology training in Vietnam. I also did a short cardiology fellow course in Malaysia. I had a lot of ultrasound experiences. I had a lot of rotation and research in US. And I think that with my experience, I believe that I can contribute much more to your program.
Great. Okay. And it looked like you mentioned about research. I see like you do a lot of research too. Is that one of like your passion?
Yes, I say, in my opinion, I am really passionate about research, but I have the other, that in my view, I think that research needs to associate with clinical experiences. So when we encounter with clinical work, if we because that that you would like to do research, you need to have research questions. So when you encounter a clinical work, you see something that you need to be questionable. And then at that time, you need to look back about guidelines, medical book, and something, and then you find out the questionnaire, like what do we need to do, what do we need to know, and then at that time we can have an idea to do research. So I think that research, clinical work, and teaching, three of them are really important to develop a comprehensive, a well-grounded president. And I
Mm-hmm.
would like to follow that way. I would like to. I have a passion to want to like good at clinical work, and I have a passion to do research and teaching. I would like to develop much more about that.
Great. Okay. Yeah. And then I see like you also have like a good background of like clinical skill too. So can you tell me like whenever you're working, do you ever you ever like receive like a not um positive feedback? Just like some have you ever been criticized and then what did you do at that time?
Yeah, thank you so much. Your questions. This about criticism. It happened mostly time, especially when I moved to the US. I encounter various like difficulty and cultural shock, especially language barrier. So I would tell you that there is one time I worked in a clinic in Manhattan, and our supervisor is really appreciates my strong work ethic and the way that I approach my tasks. But by the time, so she was having trouble understanding me because yes, because it's like sometimes I speak so fast and loudly. So she suggested me to work on reducing voice and work and talk slowly and to improve communication skill with patients. So I took her feedback seriously and make an improvement because that I recognize the importance of effective communication in healthcare. So I since then I look for the help of the voice coach and video practice to develop these skills. And now I can control from my voice and I speak slowly at appropriate volume and to make patient and their family can understand me easily. And it also enhance my interaction and how patient can understood and feel comfortable. So I really very thankful for that criticism and make improvement. And I'm confident now that my colleagues and my patients will have no trouble about understanding me because of uh, my voice problem and pace speaking.
Mm-hmm. Great. Okay. Um, and then so can you tell me a bit more about teamwork? So when you work in a team, like which role, which position you usually play? Is like a team member or is more like a leader? And then like can you tell me like how do you enjoying your role in a team?
Yeah, I mean that because I work in medical field and I recognize that teamwork are really important. I can work as a teamwork in research group. I can work as a teamwork in medical school in working environment. So I would tell you that I really value about the teamwork environment. And there is one time when I got a dissertation in Dr. Prasad. This is nephrology department, nephrology clinic. I'm so sorry, nephrology clinic. So I encounter one patient. This is the second time he visits us, and he just came up for follow up. So so after review all of his lab work, so I saw that there is something abnormal thing with creatinine level. So because of his baseline creatinine level is double than the first time. So I noticed that, and then I asked about this. He use any medication, and then I figured out that he got the diagnosis of CML, and he saw one medication that's a imatinib. That is the immunologist medication. That's what is prescribed from the hepatologist. So I report the case and discuss the case with our supervisor to control, like it means that to evaluate his renal function because that right now EGFR is really low. So we discussed together, we worked close together, and we decided to make a phone call with the Dr. Thielen, who is a hematologist, and to evaluate about does that medication need to the patient? Do we need to reduce the low dose? So after we worked as a team together, and we decided to low dose the medication and then IV fluid for this patient to help the patient resolve with renal function resolution. So I really appreciate that because I learned a lot about the teamwork in my rotation, and I think that teamwork is really important to help me develop professional skills.
Mhm. Great. Okay. And then so same thing about like another thing about teamwork, do you ever work with a person that you don't really like or you don't click? And then can you tell me like how did it work happen?
Yeah, thank you so much for your questions. I think that in practical medicine, because that we are a human, so we have many personalities, many characteristics. We cannot find the same thing. This is the truth, I can say. But I always value the work environment. When we come to the work environment, we need to respect, like need to respect, and the aim is to like develop the work environment and how the patient I mean that like we have the same aim, but we can have the different personalities. So I used to work with many people, many colleagues which have different personalities, and my aim, I mean that my in my set is always respect them, and I always respect them. I always respect their personality. But in our work, sometimes that I will have a conflict. But I think that if we are a doctor, so you have like you have an authority to treat the patient legally, and the discussion needs to be private and in mutual respect. So this is the thing that I always value.
Okay. Right. And then so can you tell me a little bit like what is your goal and then what are you looking for in our program?
Yes. So my goal is I have some goals that I would like to share with you. So my immediate goal is after for residency program is to do fellowship. I have an interest with cardiology as I said before, and but I ready to want to explore the own specialties during residency. My long term is to work in the teaching hospital. So that is my aim. And if we look further, so I think that I will establish a charity fund to help the cancer patient or the poor patient. I love travel and I would like to learn one more languages because I used to work in the Bronx, so where like they mostly spoke uh, Spanish. And at that time, I used an interpreter. And the last thing, I think that I would like to do something for my countries, like patient care, quality care. I think that even a small changes can make a big difference. So those are the things that I set my goals, and I'm not sure that I can achieve all of them, but I hope that the hospital, like your hospital, can help me to achieve my goal.
Great. I hope so too. Last question. Can you tell me for you, like what is successful? What does this mean, like successful to you?
Yeah, so I mean that everyone wants to succeed. I'm so sorry, my allergy. Yeah, so I think that I'm so sorry a little bit about something that. So I think that everyone wants to be able to succeed, and me too. I want to be succeed in the future, but I would like to develop my career. I would like to succeed in my career first because when I feel stable, and then I can help the other. If I feel unstable, I cannot think anyone else. And I think that success is like the thing that we want to reach, the thing that we want, like mean that your desire, your dream. So if you dream someone, you just try to reach that dream. And then sometimes I can get that, and sometimes I didn't get that, but I feel happy about that.
Great. All right. Okay.
Uh,
So
sorry,
toward
I
cannot hear me? Can you hear me?
let
No.
me open.
Oliver.
Sorry, I cannot hear you.
It's okay.
Okay, let me help her. So I will turn on my speaker so she can listen like she can understand what she say.
Great. Thank you, Jang. So coming toward the end of like our interview, do you have any question for me?
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
I
Yeah,
think you
that's okay.
can
You,
you can
mhm.
adjust your input or output in
Okay,
the
I'm so
recording.
sorry. Yeah.
I just changed to Trang Lê. Like
Actually, it's almost time anyway, so we'll
yeah,
just gonna stop it here so that you guys don't get flustered too much.
yeah,
Since I think the next step would be Nancy asking, do you have any question for us, right? Um,
yeah.
okay. So, but I think we got the gist of things that Nancy can give feedback on. All right. Try you in a good place. You can hear the feedback.
Yes. Tại sao bên đó không nghe được vậy Linh? Yeah, yes, I can hear. Thank you, and, Dr. Mai, for
Okay.
taking
Great.
the time for me today. I'm really sorry about this interruption. Yeah.
No worry at all.
All right.
Yeah, okay.
You guys know what this is just a like a reality check for you. So technical issues happen during real interviews, right? You just have to be like I know it's very nervous, but you just have to take a deep breath. It is okay. That will work with you to figure things out. So don't get flustered, right? If you cannot hear them for some reason, just say, I cannot hear you. I think we might have some technical issues. Let me double check on my end. Can you double check on your end just to making sure we can hear each other, right? And then so that is the way for you to, as calm as you can, to let your interviewer know that you have technical issues. And so stop talking until we can figure this out. Stop the interview, pause the interview so we can figure that out. That's why always have your phone with you, especially those in the US that have a US phone number, always have your phone with you, making sure you have the coordinator phone or the coordinator has your cell phone number. Because I have done cell phone interview before because the interviewer internet connection went down. So I literally call them on the phone and doing phone interview with them. So I'm just making sure that like this happened. All right. So this happened in real life. So just take a deep breath, let them know that you have technical issues and try to work it out. Okay? Don't get flustered. All right? All right, cool. I'll let you guys give feedback and then we can jump in.
Great. Thanks, Sarah. So Chị Thoa, how you feel about today?
I think that I feel a little bit nervous, but compared to the first one and second one, I mean that I did better. Because that next week I will do the real Ivy, and then
Okay.
yeah,
Interview, not
yeah,
Ivy.
yeah. Next week I will do the real interview. So I think that maybe I well prepare about the contents. Yeah.
Okay. So good. I agree with you. Like, you are doing much better compared to like the first and like the second interview that we were in. You also you still I can tell like you still have like the nervousness. Like that's why like you speak a little bit like fast, and then like when you speaking fast, like you say this is like same thing I think Sarah did give you feedback on this like last week, which is like you're gonna have like some extra like I don't know like voice or like extra like syllable when you speak like too fast or you're getting nervous. So try to be calm, and then it's okay to talk slow. It's okay to talk slow as long as like your interviewer understand what you're saying. So you rather like talk like last question, for example, but you're able to like deliver everything you want to tell them. It's better than you try to be fast and then like, but they're actually not able to follow what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay. So my first and like the most important feedback for me to you would be like trying to talk slower. Yeah, and then it's okay to pause. Sometimes it's pause is good for you to think it's good for me to take a break too. And then just, be more attention to what you're saying.
Yeah.
And then secondly, I think there is like a few questions that you have I mean like a lot of questions you have a really good preparation of like the content of the question, what is going on. But then I think it's not always go like with what you're expecting. So that's why like I know this is the third time you're doing this interview. That's why I'm trying to do like something like different. Sometimes like you might have like some interview like that. They just don't starting by tell me about yourself. They're just gonna have like some um weather question or like what do you like, what are you on, what time is it there, and then they just gonna going with like the conversation from there. So be prepared, and then like you don't have to come back if they don't ask you like tell me about yourself. You actually you don't have to come back to tell them about that if they don't ask. Maybe they say like I know well about you through like reading your CV and then your personal statement. I know everything already, you
Yeah.
know. um and then so when I ask you the first question, I feel like you prepared this question. You say a lot of nice thing about our program, which is really nice to hear. But however, like a lot of nice thing, it just make me have the feeling like is she really have like particular thing about my program, or like she gonna say like all this nice thing with all the other programs. So just like you have like it's like wonderful location, state of the art, comprehensive, like so mis um instead of like those generous word and then beautiful words, I would like to hear something like more specific, more unique about my program. Just like, oh, you have like level 3 NICU, you have level 1 trauma center, you do, I don't know, you do ECMO in your in your hospital, something like that, like you do like CAT scan, you do this, you do that, and then I'm passionate and on it, and then this is like why I'm come here for it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then
I
this,
see. Yeah.
yeah, and that's why like I pimp you a little bit. I'm asking you like what does comprehensive mean to you, since like you use the word. So remember like whatever you say, they can always come back and then ask you about what does this mean to you. Um and then I think in that part, like you didn't prepare that question, so you end up like telling me like tell me about yourself instead of like answer me the question, what does comprehensive program mean to you?
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. Okay. And then for the question that I asked you about like what do you think um how do you receive like criticism, and then you say like a very long story. It doesn't have to be that long. It could be shorter. So first of all, like you can make it shorter. Secondly, this is like he's suggesting me to do this and that. You don't need to actually say that. You say like he just tell me like what is his criticism, like what he tell you, what is like the negative feedback, and then like how do you work on it, how did you take it in, how do you work on it. So that's what we want to know. We don't want to know what he tell you, you know um and then just go like you need to learn how to go like straight to the point. Plus I'm not sure that you talk about like getting feedback about your English and then how you're working on it is a good idea. I know this is like a bit hard for you to change at the last minute, but maybe you can think about something else because like I hate to say this, but like you still need a lot of work on your pronunciation and then how is like you pronouncing English. So it's kind of odd to me like you saying like, oh, I've been working on it a lot and then now it's become like really easily to understand and then like like my patient can understand me and stuff like that, because it doesn't click with the truth. Unless like now until like another week you can actually like practicing being so calm and then like can handle everything and then talk slowly and confident, then you can bring it up like I'm confident with my English now, I'm really good, I can let you know and understand everything I say 100%, like something like that, but now it kind of not true. Yeah. And then when I ask you about how is like teamwork, what is like your role is like playing in the team, then you bring in like another times like a loop, like go in a circle. I would like you to think about every question, like every answer of you, just like a small paragraph. So just like when you learn how to do a paragraph, so what is like the first sentence is have to be talking about something in that paragraph, like brief resume of that paragraph, and then secondly you're gonna have like detail or like you expand it, you explain it, you have example, and then the last sentence is like wrapping up the paragraph, so everything should be like that, so it's easy for me to follow and it feel like comfortable for me to follow what you're saying. Just like, oh, in a teamwork, I love to be like a team member. I love to work in a team that we have a good communication, we have a good connection, and then we have like a connect like discussion with responsible or something that you've been saying. So starting with something like that, and then like this is what happened, blah 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 blah, and then you have to make you in your story. It's like very long story. It's like again, we don't need to know all the details. We need to know like what is your role in the story, and then how do you work in a team. So you need to shine your image, like you make yourself like shine it more, and then at the end, like you need to on sentence to just wrap up. Okay, and then for the next question I ask about how do you work with person that you don't like? I think that you have a good started when you say like everyone have like different personality. That is great. That is like the great start. Smart too. But then like coming like when like the example and then how do you explain it more, it kind of just not hit the point, like it just not telling me like how you actually work with the person that you don't like. It just feel very vague in the rest of your answer. So I think like that's something that you can work on more.
Yeah. Thank you.
So
Thank you, Dr. Mai. Yeah.
you can call me Nancy. It's like no more interview, no more interview anymore. It's
Yeah,
just
thank you so much, Nancy, for all of your valuable advice. I think that yeah, it's true. I think that I need to be shorter and then make everything shorter. Yeah. And then clear communication, right? Clear content, clear communication, and concise, and focus on the questions that the interview asked. Yeah.
Mhm. Yep, great.
Yep.
And
Thank
then
you. Yeah.
so
Um,
everyone can.
Well, so also I know that you have a interview coming soon, so don't stress yourself so much on the working on the pronunciation. It takes time, and also you may also see that in New York or in Brooklyn, there's a lot of accents. And I'm sure if you like work in clinical settings, you may see that a lot of maybe coworkers or even attending they have accents. And for me, it's terrible accent for me to understand what they're saying based on like the pronunciation, like the English pronunciation. So don't feel so stressed about that, especially if you only have like 1 or 2 weeks left. But if you can work on like slowing down, and maybe also use some signposts to kind of like signal for the person that's talking with you, maybe like firstly, secondly, or like because, or I would like to. So those kind of signpost language, they also help the one that who's listen to you knows like the structure of your answers, so they find easier for like for them to understand you and to kind of keep track with what you are trying to say. So don't stress yourself out about the pronunciation, because sometimes it also add up to the anxiety that we already have during the interview.
Yeah, thank you.
So I put in the
Thank
chat
you,
box.
Dr. Chung. Yeah.
Yeah, so I put in the chat box like a quick anatomy of what a paragraph should look like, and your answer should kind of follow like a little bit to that. So there's a topic sentence for every beginning of a paragraph, right? So that is literally the most direct answer to their questions. What is your weakness? My weakness is I am a perfectionist. And then the second part is the evidence, right? So to elaborate on that, so I always I pride myself on attention to detail, but sometimes I like put too much time and it make me like not time managing well, blah, 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 right? And then the last part is the conclusions. So like what you learn about that. So I recognize that being a perfectionist affect my time management, and therefore I've been practicing on blah, 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 right? So that is the easiest way for your like listener to kind of follow you, especially when our language is a barrier. The clearer your structure of your answer, the better for you, right? Because they can follow you, and if every answer like you follow that format, they get used to it and they can predict what part they need to listen to, right? If they really wanting to hear about your weakness, then they'll just listen to the topic, and then they listen to the conclusion. They can skip the middle part about like the example, right?
Yeah.
So just
Thank
like
you.
sometimes you just need to kind of stick to a routine so you don't get nervous, and it's easier for other people to follow you, right?
Yeah.
Because you know your routine, so you're just like, okay, I answer the questions. This is the example. I give them the conclusion of what I learned, and then you move on to the next, right?
Yeah.
And then
Thank you, Dr. Chung. Yeah.
and that I think the thing that's gonna help you the most is the speed and the breaking down of your sentence. Because I feel like when you talk like continuously, that kind of like transition word, that filler word comes out more. So sometimes it is good to deliberately pause just to prevent that from happening, right? It is okay to pause and before you need to talk, right? To pause between thought, to pause before you move on to the next topic. It's very okay. As long as you don't pause, as long as Obama, I think you should be fine. Should not be political, but like he's the best like speech delivering I have ever met. But like, oh my God, he's paused forever. But yeah, like so it's okay to pause. All right. And it will help to break down your sentence, and it will prevent from that filler word to come out.
Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Chung. Yeah. Thank you, Jay.
All right. I think we have one left. Helen, do you have any feedback before we move on?
No, I think you guys were really complete.
Yeah,
right.
thank you so much for our mentor, and then I hope that I will do the best in next weeks. Thank you so much. Thank you, Nancy.
All
Good
right.
luck.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.